Hello, everyone. How are you today? Hi, it's Yvette McQueen, MD, a global physician on a mission to educate about health, travel wellness, and disease prevention. So I'm coming to you once again about to take a break. Let's take a wellness and stress break today. So today I want to talk about putting wellness into your life. Okay, into your daily life. How do you put wellness into your daily life? So, okay, here we go. It's going to be a good, fun few 20, 25 minutes. And actually, I'm going to share with you about Wellness 101. And then you can actually get the PDF afterwards. So, thanks everybody for joining me. Come on, take this wellness and stress break with me. So, actually, I have slides for you today. I've kind of updated it and I'm ready to go. And we're going to share the screen. Let's see. And wellness. Here we go. So we're going to talk about Wellness 101. Okay. And health and wellness. Everyone always talks about health, but wellness is actually the quality of life, how you're using it in all your dimensions. And I had told you before that wellness has 8 dimensions to it. So let's talk about the 8 dimensions of wellness and how they all intertwine and come together. So emotional wellness, it deals with coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationships. Spiritual wellness, it's about expanding your purpose and meaning of life. What are your values? What are your beliefs? Intellectual wellness, recognizing your creative abilities and finding ways to expand those knowledge and skills. Physical wellness, of course, that's how's your health doing, your physical body, foods, things like that. Environmental wellness, uh, how are you with your environment? Are you connecting with your environment? Are you have stimulating environments for your well-being? Financial wellness. Do you have satisfaction with your financial situation or is it bringing you stress? Occupational wellness. That's your personal satisfaction and enrichment in your work, your life, your career. And social wellness is developing a sense and connection of belonging and well a developed support system. So how okay, those are the dimensions, 8 of them. They're all entwined, they're affecting each other. But how do we need to put it in your life? Because there's strategies to it as far as practical ways for developing habits. Now, I always want you to remember that this is about lifestyle modifications because as adults, we've gotten into a set routine that we like to do. So to change things for the betterment of our life, for more healthy behavior, it's called lifestyle modifications, which I like to coach people on. And you got to remember, once you do something for 21 days, it's considered a habit. So you want to do small goals. So you may take one dimension of wellness each month or one dimension of wellness each week and work on it so that it can actually, you're living your best life. So, physical wellness is about preventive, going to your doctor, having your doctor visits, going to your dentist. Make sure you know your numbers. And I always like to tell people know your numbers. Blood pressure, what is your current blood pressure? What is your heart rate? What is your cholesterol level? What is your blood sugar levels? I mean, do you know what your weight is or what we call BMI? And they label us in categories, unfortunately, but according to our BMI. And actually, now insurances, be careful about some health insurances, are actually putting us by our BMI, basal metallic index, of how insurable we are, how healthy we are. So, I mean, I'll let you know my insurance put me in the obese category. I never thought I was obese, but according to my BMI, I am. And they actually increased my monthly premium. So those are things. that you need to look for in your wellness. So make sure you're taking care of that. Your medications. If you take medications, are you taking them on a regular basis? Are you taking them the time you're supposed to be taking? Are you doing safety practices? Are they in a safe environment from other people? And when I say taking medications as they're supposed to be. So if they tell you take your medications every 12 hours, that's because it's the lifetime of the medicine and it starts to wear off. And then so that's why you having the extra dose so that it can compound on each other and it doesn't wear off. So if anyone's ever taken pain medicine, they say every 6 hours, but then you wait like 10 hours and the pain comes back and you're chasing the pain at that point, that's because the medicine has worn off and you got to start all over again. So when I prescribe people, I prescribe every 12 hours, every 8 hours, every 6 hours. I don't like this 4 times a day. Because if I tell someone to take medicine 2 times a day, they may take it 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you have a whole 16 hours that's uncovered. So yeah, so make sure you're taking your medications appropriately. Sleep, I talked about this before. Sleep. Adults should be getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day, and children should be getting 10 to 12 hours a day. Make sure you have a sleep routine. You tell people, try to go to bed at the same time each night, have a routine. Your body likes routine. Okay. Make sure it's a calm environment, pastel colors, turn off the electronics, that blue light, cut back on your caffeine and alcohol before you go to bed. And also for physical wellness activity. Remember, 30 minutes every day of some where you're getting that heart juices going. Go up and down the steps, walk around the block, take a jog. But, so you can walk, you can do yard work, house chores, and playing with the children, dancing. So think of different things that will increase your physical activity each day. Your nutrition, this is with physical wellness. Make sure you're monitoring your caloric intake. And I tell people go by portion controls. And you can see choosemyplate.gov. It says, your half of your plate should be vegetables and fruits. And your protein should only be 4 ounces, which is the size of your fist or a deck of cards. Okay. You can try to eat small meals all day long. You have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Once again, routine. Your body loves routine. Your body loves routine. But you should create a plan according to your age, gender, your activity, and any chronic disease that you're dealing with. Okay, so now emotional wellness. How do I incorporate emotional wellness into my life? Develop a habit to express your emotions in a safe environment. Who can you talk to? Who can you really release those emotions to? You can't tell everything to everybody. You really can't. Recognize your limitations. So know what your limitations are as far as, when someone say I'm at, level 8, level 9. No, if you put your emotions about your anger and know when you get to level 6, maybe you need to remove yourself, take a step back from the stressful situation, have a different conflict resolution. Write your thoughts in a journal. Writing down, releasing. Remember I said yesterday, talking to someone can release your ideas, help you. Then write them down, get it out. Sometimes people write them down and then shred them or burn them or whatever, but writing down sometimes release your thoughts. And try to have positive self-care actions daily and positive affirmations daily. So that's like if you get up in the morning, say something positive for yourself, say something positive to the family. And I have it listed here and I'll put it in the comments about deep breathing exercises. So releasing those emotions is actually on webmd.com, but you can put on deep breathing exercises. Stress reduction, which I will get in more in depth tomorrow, so that make sure you come back. But there are different stress reduction and management techniques we can go through from the different things you can do. Spiritual wellness. Okay, spiritual wellness. And everyone always think, oh, it's a religion. It's not so much religion. It's about recognizing what your values are, what your beliefs are, what your principles are, and how you approach them in your daily life. Make sure you have a community or a group in which you share your beliefs. Common people like to be with common people. Like-minded people like to be like-minded people. Make sure you have an outlet for fellowship. And I know during this time that a lot of people have not been able to socialize or get together and do the hugging. They're still virtual. I had one of my church member friends birthday was Monday, and I watched her video. It was so wonderful and it was so beautiful, where she stood in her driveway and people came by, and it wasn't like the car parade. They actually came by and they played music and danced, and one by one, social distancing, they people came up her driveway and left their gifts and sang to her right there, and while they were all along the sidewalk and in the street. So I mean, there's ways to alter it, but make sure you're fellowshipping with someone, talking with someone. There's daily reflection and meditation or prayer, whichever you choose. There's reflecting. I chose to start earlier this year. Every morning when I wake up, I give myself 15 minutes of reflection, gratitude, thankfulness, and some meditation and prayer before I jump up and jump in the shower. 15 minutes when my eyes open and I'm up for the day. I give myself 15 minutes for reflection on my life and gratitude. Find a peaceful location. Some people need their spiritual zen, okay? And just find a location. I know when I was living in Florida, a lot of people I just go out to the beach and look at the water. So sometimes water is peaceful. Sometimes other places are peaceful for people. The park, something different. Actually, I mean, I've had people say, I have an aquarium and I just look at the fish and it's peaceful. So think about that. And if your values and beliefs, why aren't you studying in books? Consider that. Uh, so if you say, my faith is Judaism and I believe in it, do you know the background of it? Do you know the history of it? Do you know the foundation of it? So study actually your values and beliefs. Environmental wellness. So go outside every day, 30 minutes of sunlight. Make sure you're touching the environment. Environmental means decluttering your space, workspace, home space. Do you work better when things are kind of organized? Everyone's like, oh, well, this is my organized chaos. I've said that too. They say the bright are the genius people are very messy. Yeah, okay. So organized chaos. But declutter your space and you'll find out how much more light you feel and that environmental wellness. Connect with nature, where there's green space, where you see trees and flowers and plants and grass. If that's touching the grass with your feet, walk in the park, the beach. Or if you can't get out, I know there are some people especially with the assisted living and the senior citizens and the nursing homes, they can't leave the long-term care. They have not been able to leave their environment because of the pandemic. So make sure you have a plant. Have somebody bring a plant by so that you have a plant and some type of touch with soil and nature and put it in your room. And that can be your connection to the environment. Financial wellness. Now, we all finances give everybody stress. Everybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Financial finances give everybody stress. But for financial wellness, you think about check your bank accounts regularly. Is it balanced? Is things coming out that shouldn't be coming out? A lot of times we've automated a lot of things and be like, why am I? Because I had to look at something, and when I was traveling frequently, I had Wi-Fi on the airline. So I'm not like, I haven't been on a plane in 2 months. Why am I still paying for Wi-Fi? Think about that. Monitor your accounts. Look at what you're saving for any life events or goals. Some people save for vacation. Some people save for that ultimate trip, anniversary trip, or your goal of buying a house or buying whatever, another car. So think about your savings and how that is. And right now it's in a very tremendous time where you're dealing with unemployment and things like that. And that's just getting things together too. Financial wellness is like, okay, what do I need to change on my budget? So now that I'm getting an unemployment check and my job doesn't exist anymore, what do I need to do to change my budget so that I am not stressed out like this? Financial planning. Everyone's like, well, that's people with money. No, that's everybody. Financial planning, setting a budget, what you have. And there's free tools out there. Especially, you can go to AARP. There's even something on the government website of financial planning, free tools, free worksheets you can use, along with retirement planning. Free tools out there. Look on the internet for your retirement planning, because we don't all plan to work forever. I know I don't. So think about your retirement planning and long-term life planning. Occupational wellness. Do you have career satisfaction? So that's running into a lot of people. We're running into that a lot right now because some colors have been shown of some of the businesses and institutions and administrations lately about how much they care for their employees, how much they don't care for their employees. So make sure you look at your career and say, is this career satisfaction, or do I need to make a jump? Do I need to make a change? Do I need to leave this area of business and go to another one? What is your career advancement? What is your career advancement plans? Are you taking classes toward your advancement, some education, increase your work skills? There's plenty of things online, particularly now. People doing more things online. I mean, I took a class the other day about what is it to be a project manager. I hear that a lot from people, and they say, I'm a project manager. And I went through it, and I was like, oh, this is some of what I do anyway. And then if you just add this to the corporate world, I get it. Okay. So, what is your work-life balance? Especially working from home, and you had the kids with home learning. Now, a lot of the schools are out, but you still have to deal with them, whether you have your Zoom meetings, where you're having your Zoom meetings in your house. I saw someone on one of these shows recently. They were actually had their Zoom in their closet. They were in their closet because they're like, that's the only free space they had in their house from their children and family. So if that means clearing out some clothes, putting a little card table and a chair in a closet, then maybe that's what you need to do for your workspace. And consider what your workload is. Make a calendar and schedule and some time management skills. That gets you going. So if you know these are the goals for the day, I'm going to take care of it. And remember, your goals for the day, you always take care of the least one you want to do first, or the hardest one first. Because you'd be like, oh, okay, I can take care of this, and this, and then the hardest one, or the task you don't like to do, is left to the end. It keeps getting pushed to the next day. So the goal is to take care of the task you don't want to do first, or the hardest one, and then the rest of the day you can be like, oh, the rest is easy peasy. So work-life balance. Make sure you're building downtime for yourself. Schedule time for yourself and your family. Stop activities that add no value, time and energy. Think about delegating to other people. Okay, so social wellness. Okay, support groups. Make sure you have support, like-minded people that think like you. You make sure you have a community. You need a community for your social outlets. You need a community for your work. You need a community for your spiritual. You need a community for your family. Everybody is a community, needs a community. You cannot live this life alone. You just don't. Humans were not meant to live alone. Make sure you have a calendar for events. I mean, before the pandemic, I know families were stressed out. They were like, okay, I got soccer, and I got this, and I got ballet, and I got tennis. Now we got to go this. Now we got to go to this meeting. I got this meeting. Well, we see in life how things are now condensed down, that some of the social is taken away, or running from event to event, how it can be. So make sure it's a workable calendar, social calendar from now on. Once we start to get out again, that's a workable social calendar for you and your family and your children. And it's also not a stressful calendar. And then intellectual wellness, the last piece of that dimension of wellness. What are your personal interests? Are you taking classes or workshops? Consider the public library. They have events. I know they have computer classes for senior citizens. Consider book clubs where you have an intellectual conversation with people. Look at different college websites. They have a lot of free community classes they offer, and conversations with other. Don't sit in the house by yourself for a week and not talking to anybody. Have some stimulating conversation with people. And if you need some brain exercises, you got to keep that noggin moving, keep it juicing. Books, puzzles, constructing, like putting a model car together, a ship or something like that. And then there's a site, I'll list it too. It's called gamesforthebrain.com. Gamesforthebrain.com. Brain exercises. So you know who I am, and I've told you before who I am. Yvette McQueen, MD, a global physician on a mission to educate about health, travel wealth, travel wellness, and disease prevention. And actually, MedQueenLLC.com will list all my wellness and lifestyle events and coaching. And you can go to thehealthyexplorers.com. Once again, thehealthyexplorers.com, and actually download the Wellness 101 PDF that talks about the 8 dimensions of wellness. If you need a journal to write down your thoughts, you can go to DrYvette'sBook.com, DrYvette'sBook.com for Inspiration in the Clouds Journal. This actually gives you 30 inspirational thoughts. It has unique pictures of the clouds from when I travel or when I was traveling. I'm getting back to traveling next next month, this month, in a couple weeks. Yeah. I head back to traveling in a couple weeks. So I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I'm so glad that all those that have joined me have enjoyed what I've talked about, some Wellness 101, taking the 8 dimensions and incorporating into your daily life. Remember, thehealthyexplorers.com. You can get the Wellness 101 PDF that talks about the 8 dimensions, and then go more in depth about how you can actually, or just arrange a consult with me, and we can talk about how you can incorporate in your life. So great. Yes, you can share the page to anybody. I want everybody to have this free information. So I'm glad you all can join me. You take the wellness, put it in your life, and I hope you are living your best life. Once again, Yvette McQueen, MD. Ciao for now. Peace.